Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my updated highlighting and contouring video. I wanted to get this to you guys because over the summer I changed my techniques a few times with highlighting and contouring, and this is probably my favorite look to do. And I spent a lot of time on this just because I love it. So I figured I would share all of my new techniques with you guys. This is a full coverage look, so you can absolutely do highlighting and contouring with fewer products and fewer brushes, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you all of the steps that I would take for a full coverage, formal type of look. The rest of my makeup, I mean, you can see I don't have the wing liner today. I did put lashes on because I can't live my life without lashes. That's just not happening. But the rest of my makeup is pretty dumbed down compared to what I normally do with my makeup. And that is just so that the focus could be on the face and for the highlighting and contouring. So if you want to see my updated techniques for highlighting and contouring, keep watching and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I will talk to you next time. Bye.
Okay, as per usual, I'm starting with my Makeup Forever primer. And in case this is the first video that you're watching of mine, all of the products will be listed in the bottom bar. So I'm just going over mostly my T-zone because that's where I get oily, and this is the matte finish primer. So now I'm going in with my bareMinerals foundation. I love this foundation. The consistency is fantastic. So I'm just putting it all over my face with my foundation brush, and then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender and blend it all out. Don't forget to blend all the way down your neck because you want the transition from your face to your body to be very smooth and gradient. You don't want it to be your face is one color and your neck is another color. So don't forget about that. I'm going in with my Studio Finish Concealer and I'm just hitting the spots on my face that are slightly darker. Like I have little acne spots and stuff like that. So I'm just using a synthetic concealer brush, a larger one, and I'm just pushing the product into my skin on those areas. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of correcting for you guys here. This is the MAC Conceal and Correct palette in medium deep, and the color that I'm putting on is called Burnt Coral. So it is orange, and the reason for that is because the orange covers darkness. So if you have dark spots on your face or dark areas like I do around my lips, I put the Burnt Coral on first, and then I go in with a lighter concealer, and I think it's NW43 that I'm going to be using on top to cover up the orange. So the orange is covering the darkness, and the concealer color will be covering the orange so that I don't look like I have an orange mouth. So that's the step that I take to cover up any darkness in my skin. Okay, I lied. The concealer that I'm using to cover up the orange is the NC40 in the MAC palette. So that's NC40 on top of the Burnt Coral. So as you can see now, there's no darkness around my mouth anymore. It's just even skin tone. So now I'm going in with my LA Girl concealer, and this is Creamy Beige, I believe. Yeah, this is Creamy Beige. So I'm using this for my highlighting right down the center of my nose, my Cupid's bow, on a little bit on my chin, and just fanning it out around my eyebrows. So I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender and just blend that all out. a lot of, I've seen a lot of makeup artists put their their highlighter and their contour colors on and then blend everything together. I find it a lot easier to do them one at a time. So now I'm gonna go in with my contour color. I don't remember the name right now, but it will be listed in the bottom bar, so take a look. But it's also by LA Girl Cosmetics. And I'm just hitting the hollows of my cheeks, my jawbone, my forehead, and my nose, and the center of my Cupid's bow, and also under my lip. And the reason why I do under my bottom lip is because it just gives you a little bit more of a pout. So now I'm going to go in with my MAC 130 brush, and what I'm doing here is I'm pressing the product into my skin to move it around. I'm not swiping. You will see me do a little bit of a swiping motion, definitely on my jawbone at the bottom, but the hollows of my cheeks, my forehead, I'm pushing the product where I want it to go. So I'm pushing it in, and then if I want it to move up a little bit, I'm pushing it upwards, but I'm still pushing the product into my skin as opposed to just wiping it all over my face. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that when you're doing the contour on your nose, if you're looking for that very narrow, straight looking nose, you want to keep the highlight in the center very small. So I've seen a lot of people make your contour very wide on your nose. If you're looking for it to be narrow, then keep your contour narrow. So I'm just taking a smaller dual fiber brush, and I'm just blending out now the smaller areas. That large brush would just make a mess. So I'm using the smaller brush just to go down my nose, center of my Cupid's bow, and under my lip. So I also wanted to mention here that when you are blending, if you're finding it difficult to blend with the brush, especially in the smaller areas, don't be scared to use your fingers. Go right in there and blend as you need to, because you probably have the most control with your fingers. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my MAC ProLong Wear Concealer, and I'm just putting that with a regular concealer brush under my eyes, and I'm gonna blend that out with my Beauty Blender. I'm doing the usual triangular type of shape. As you can see, those are the areas that I want to be much lighter than the rest of my face, so just go in with that. I use the ProLong Wear Concealer by MAC because it tends to crease the least out of all of the concealers that I've tried underneath my eye. So if you have a slight fold underneath your eye like I do, then this would probably be the best concealer for you. Okay, now for setting, I am using MAC Studio Fix powder. This is actually a powder foundation, but I love the coverage of it. Like I said before, this is a high coverage look. It sets everything in place. It does not move. My eyes don't crease. My makeup doesn't go anywhere all day. So I just used a smaller brush at the very bottom of my eye, and then I'm taking a slightly larger brush and just fanning out that powder around my eye just to set that highlight right in place. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye. I'm doing the exact same thing that I did on the first eye to the second eye. Okay, now that I've set under my eyes, I'm going to use the smaller brush and set the rest of the highlight areas. And again, I think this is NC30 in the Studio Fix powder. Then I'm going to take NC45 and give a quick dust to my face, just so that when I go to set the contour areas, it doesn't get sticky and muddy. And then I'm going to take my tapered brush and use, I believe this is NW50, which is another Studio Fix powder. So I'm using 3 in total, light, medium, and dark, the medium being my skin color. So with the darker one now, I'm just going into the hollows of my cheeks, my forehead, my jawbone, and then I'm going to be taking a smaller brush and I'll set the areas, the contour areas with that smaller brush with the same powder. Following that, I will take just a medium-sized brush, usually like a blush brush will do the trick, and I'll be going over all of the areas that go from light to dark with the NC45 again, which is my skin color, just to blend everything out so that you don't see any sharp lines here, because as you can see with my nose, the lines are a bit sharp, but that's right now, it's just set. I will blend all of that out. Alright, so basically anywhere that has not been set with the highlight color or the contour color is now being set with my actual color. And then like I said before, I'm going to be going over my nose, mostly my nose because that's where the sharpest lines are, just to blend that out to give a nice even coverage. And there you have it, it is complete. I'm going to go down my neck as well because like I said, you want your neck to be blended out. So just taking a medium size contour type of brush. I'm using my absolute favorite bronzer ever. This is Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder, and I'm just bronzing up the hollows of my cheeks up towards my forehead, but not going right on my forehead. So I'm going to take the same color up around my hairline, not so much on my forehead, more around my hairline, and that's just to warm up my whole face. Okay, the fun part. I am taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. I believe this color is Havana, and my NARS contour brush, and I'm just hitting the top hollows of my cheeks. So I'm not going all the way down as I did with my bronzer or with the MAC powders. I'm just focusing the color higher up towards my ear for the contour. And for the highlight, I think this is Peach something. I'm gonna list it in the bottom bar, but this is just to add some highlight under my eyes, just for a little bit of a pop. Okay, can we even call this highlighting without shimmer? I think not. So I'm taking my Becca illuminator in the color Topaz, excuse me, in the color Topaz, and I'm just using like a blush brush to push it into the upper part of my cheek. So that's the highest point of my cheek, just so that when the light hits it, as you can see when I'm turning my head, you get a slight shimmer there. So I'm gonna do that on the highest points of my cheeks, down the center of my nose, a little bit on the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, and right above my eyebrows. So you'll see me using my hands a lot, and that's because when you blend color with shimmer, even if you do this with your eyeshadow, if you use your finger, it just intensifies the highlight. So if you're using anything with shimmer, using your hands will intensify that color. So if you want to go ahead and try that, let me know how it goes, but it works for me. So that's why I'm using my fingers to do these smaller areas, because it just makes it pop so much more. Okay, time for blush. I believe this is Peachtwist by MAC, but it has a slight shimmer in it as well. So for the sake of this video, I thought I'd use a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just, again, patting it onto my cheeks. I'm not wiping, I'm not swiping it on, I'm just patting it onto my cheeks. Whew, I feel like I've been talking forever in this video, but I wanted you guys to get a good idea of what I was doing and why I was doing it. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will answer them for you. But this is the finished look with the rest of my makeup done. And happy contouring and highlighting. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye. First you interrupt me with my music. Now you just want to walk by and say hello.